Alright, got this in the mail. This is from Tubes. These are my tubes for my Vox. I'm gonna replace my tubes in my Vox because I don't know how old those tubes are. It's the amp itself could be, I think it's a little younger, but it could be it was introduced in 2005 and it's 2025. So it could be 20 years old. I don't know. It doesn't mean they're bad. I just like to know I have a good set of tubes in my amp. And then also the whole standby switch debacle. I don't know how bad the rectifier tube was treated. So let me open this up and inspect it and let's take a look. All right, here we go. We're opening her up. And we got a bunch of popcorn. Or Cheetos without the orange powder. I wouldn't suggest eating those, but inside we've got our nice brick of tubes here. We got our 3 preamp tubes, we got our 4 power amp tubes, and we got our rectifier tube. This is how he sent when I ordered for my deluxe. It was just like a brick like this, which I guess is more secure. And then you get all the free flavorless Cheetos you can eat. So let's open up the back of the Vox and get these things installed. There's the back. Now, I think did I open this up in a video before? I can't remember. But some of these screws are machine screws. I think this is a wood screw, actually. I think this is a machine screw. But anyway, some of them are machine screws and they go into metal. And some of these, which I think it's this one and this one, they go into wood and they're wood screws. So you want to make sure what screws go into what when you take the back off. Okay, so here's the back off of it. I think there's some screws underneath here somewhere that I'm gonna have to, yeah, right here. That it's on this, see this little thing? It's screwed up. So I gotta untake these screws off on both sides and then I'll be able to slide this whole thing out. And then that's the back. See, those are the back of the tube sockets for the power tubes. And I guess the rectifier, no, that can't be. That's the preamp tubes. There's 3 preamp tubes. And so the power tubes are actually vertical on the other side on a panel. And let's unscrew this down there and then we'll be back in the room. Now I just thought of an easy way to remember the RCA cables when it comes time to reconnect. Red is right. Get it? So you just unplug. Ooh. Use some. 1, 2, and then the speaker cable. All right, and I'll just let these hang, and then I'm gonna do the unscrewing off camera because it's not very exciting. So let's get this thing pulled out. Not the camera, the chassis. All right, I got the 2 screws over here out and the 2 screws over here out, and this is it's just slightly bit indented, but it's pretty much flush. So you got to remember that when you slide it back in, because you're gonna have to align the holes with these little metal, I don't know what they're called, but it's where the machine screws screw into. And so this is just plywood here. So we just pull it out and it should just come out like this, but it's insanely heavy. So I'm gonna put the camera down so I don't kill myself, and I'll be right back. Look at the almost 20 years of dust. So I'm going to probably have to wipe off some of it just so I don't feel so bad. So there's the power tubes. There's the rectifier tube that, with the standby switch on this amp, takes a big amount of abuse. So the preamp tubes looks like they were changed at one point because there's 1 Electro Harmonics one and then 2 Ruby tubes. I don't know if the 2 Rubies are original and the Electro Harmonics is the new one, or maybe they changed all 3. I know Ruby at one point I think they sell Chinese tubes. I think they have other brands too, but I don't think the Chinese factory is open anymore. But yeah, so I don't know, like they might have changed the preamp tubes. I mean, I'm assuming they'd all match. So let me pull out the power tubes. They look like they match. I don't see what they are yet. So to pull out the power tube, it's pretty simple. you just grab the little wire here and you pull it over the, I guess you'd call it the nipple of the power tube. And now when I pull it out, we will see what it is. It's black markings of some sort. It looks like a Sovtech or or is that Electro-Harmonix? I think it's Electro-Harmonix. So, yeah, so they replaced the power tubes, and the Electro-Harmonix was in the phase inverter slot. So they must have did that, because usually when you change the power tubes, you want to change the phase inverter too. I don't know if the rubies were stock or not, to be honest. But yeah, let's check out this rectifier tube. This is just like pull the top off right here. Like this poor boy, if they're using the standby switch. Someone said it's just when you turn it on. I think that's Electro-Harmonix too, isn't it? But if so, they must have did this and that, and then maybe they like the sound of rubies better in the preamp. I don't know. A lot of people say it doesn't make a damn difference. I just like JJs because they're robust, you know. All right, it's semi-clean. So now I've got my JJs, and of course the phase inverter is marked. So maybe I'll put that one in first. I gotta spray it with the contact cleaner, so that way, I guess if you don't, it voids your warranty. So it must be a pretty big deal to do it, so I always do it. Here I'm going to spray it off camera over, because it is some nasty stuff. And then I will come back and insert. So be right back. Yeah, I got it over my hands, of course, but let me find there's only one way in. I think it's like this. I gotta wash my hands after this. I'm only gonna do the first one, then you jiggle it in, and there you go. Right in. I think they said it'll go in and out a couple times to make sure it's not oxidized or whatever. So there you go. Perfect. All right, I gotta wash my hands, and I'll do the other two preamps tubes, and then I'll be right back. Okay, they're all in. So next I'm gonna do the rectifier tube. And yeah, like you might be wondering why, like, oh, why don't you wear like latex gloves or whatever when you're doing this so you don't get that nasty shit on your hands. And I just really hate the smell of latex, ladies. And so I don't wear latex gloves. So I just bear with the whatever the hell I'm doing to myself. So let me put the rectifier tube in. Just look how much bigger the JJ's is to the one that was in there, the Electro-Harmonix. I don't know what the stock one looked like, but yeah, that's a big difference. So hopefully it's more beefy, which I've heard. All right, here we go. I have it situated. Let me make sure I see the key. It is tiny. It's a tiny key, if you can see. So I think it goes like right there. Nope, let me see. Right there. So let me jiggle it in. Oops, come on. Pull it out. Jiggle it in. Pull it out. And there you go. That should be enough. So just put the top back on and we'll be ready to go. Alright, I don't know how crooked this is, or maybe I have to pull it back a little bit. Alright, so I sprayed it. I should be wearing my glasses. That's my new theme. I should come out with a t-shirt. I should be wearing my glasses. In, out, in, out. Just making sure everything's looking good. And in, out, in. Alright, and then you just pop this on and you're good to go. Let me do the rest. And then I guess I'd be ready to try out. Okay, all in. Time to stick it back in the amp. Oh God. So that piece of metal that was sticking up there, I should have looked at it from this angle, because when I sat it in, that's when I noticed that they didn't match. This was bent up, so that's why. And then I couldn't get it in because that thing was sticking up, and I'm like going, why won't it go in? Like, what is that thing? And then I'm like going, oh, duh. So I gotta stick it back in, and I'll be back. Also, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some shielding hanging down, and that was also what it was catching on. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's like it's hanging down like 1/2 inch, and it can be pushed up. So if you put the tube in, make sure you push this up, because it's gonna hit. All right, she's all back together. Let's test her out.